right guard knows a man needs all the protection he can get. That's why Right Guard Solid has an action-triggered formula. Triggered to release protection when your body needs it most. So the more you sweat, the more protection you get. Right Guard action-triggered formula helps keep you dry and odor-free all day. Right Guard Antiperspirant Solid. The more you sweat, the more protection you get.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Subaru, inexpensive and built to stay that way. And by Lowenbrau. When it's time for the taste of a truly great beer, let it be Lowenbrau.
You're looking at Giant Stadium. Pat Summerall with John Madden. Windy, blustery day. Winds, in case you just joined us, up to 40 miles an hour. And very cold as Mike Gooman gets the carry for Los Angeles and gets about 4. Byron Hunt made the tackle. Time of possession first quarter. Rams had it most of the time. 9:04, 5:56 for the Giants.
Now the Giants want to get it back because then they'll have the ball in the win.
They give Gooman 4, so we'll make it 2nd and 6. Giant head coach Ray Perkins. Played most of his career with Baltimore, of course. Coached in New England, coached at San Diego. This is Gooman again. And he is about a yard shy of a first down before Gary Jeter makes the stop. Gooman starting in place of Cullen Bryant.
That was a move that the Rams made, I guess 2 weeks ago. They started Cullen Bryant, brought Gooman in on the second series, and he played the whole game. He started last week against the Steelers and played the whole game with the exception of one play. And the reason they did that is because he has a little more speed, and he's more of a pass receiving threat than Cullen Bryant was.
Pretty tough to measure today. You can't keep the object still.
That ball won't sit still for those right foot, left foot. You know, they have to get a little wobble job as they come in here. They start down that thing, and the left foot wobbles and the right foot wobbles, and wherever it lines up, they take it.
Gooman did get enough for a first down. Rams send their 2 wide receivers, Waddy and Denard, both wide to the right. They send Gooman in motion to the left. This is Wendell Tyler. Wendell gets perhaps the 40 before he's stacked up by a Giant defense led by Brian Kelly.
You know, again, the first thing, it starts there in the middle. You see, they have to hold that whole side up so they don't get anything out there. Now, see Taylor, he's going against Arnold there, plays off the tight end, just as that whole thing solid. Byron Hunt comes in from the backside. A lot of blue jerseys got there.
Call it 2nd and 8. There's Lawrence Taylor, the spectacular rookie of the Giants. Here's Wendell Tyler. Swings around one blocker. Gets just inside the 40. Hit down hard by Bill Courier and Beasley Reese. Mark Haynes also there on the tackle. He's playing well.
Now let's see what the Rams are going to do, again, going into the win with a 3rd and long situation. See if they'll get the ball up the field.
3rd down and 7. I'm sure the weather must be a little bit more pleasant in Los Angeles than it is here. Your team is cold. They lead 7-0, however. Here's Hayden. Inside handoff to Tyler, who bangs down on the inside trap. Stopped finally by Byron Hunt. He's very close to a first down.
That was a good call in that situation. I'm sure that the Giants were expecting pass. They widened out a little to get in pass rushing positions, and they just ran an inside trap to Wendell Tyler.
And Tyler comes off holding his left arm. He took a pretty good blow on that side.
And I'll tell you, and it just has to hurt all the more with this. These people just aren't used to it. You know, it's just tough to take. That cold in itself hurts.
Hayden comes strolling off as the Rams have taken a timeout. And Tyler is in pain over on the sideline. I'll never forget in the Super Bowl against Pittsburgh when Tyler kept coming out injured and you thought he'd never be back. In the next series of offense, he would be back. Right now, the Rams lead at 7-0, and we're in the first quarter.
The Dear Santa, all I want is a kitty. Love, Shauna.
Christmas is full of beautiful moments, and I capture them with this Kodak camera with Sensolite Flash. The latest thing in built-in flash. It knows whenever I need more light and flashes automatically. So whenever you want to capture magic moments, count on Sensolite Flash.
He's beautiful.
Sensolite Flash, only from Kodak, America's storyteller.
Cadillac 1982. Who deserves one more than you? A Sedan DeVille, Coupe DeVille, or Fleetwood Brougham. Cars that say quality at every turn. A new front-wheel drive Eldorado with engineering as advanced as its styling. Or the top of our line, Seville. Whichever model you choose.
Best of all, it's a Cadillac.
Monday, the pampered Private Benjamin tries to trap the camp loan shark. Then Nan hires Brentwood as a tutor, but will Gabby pass the test? The two of us in Private Benjamin, Monday.
We have 12:27 left to play in the first half with the Rams leading 7-0. It seems to be Wendell Tyler's left hand that was injured. The Rams go for it. Jewel Thomas and Gooman, the two runners. Thomas. He is tripped up shy of the first down by Mark Haynes. Good play.
I'll tell you who really made that play, though, Pat, was Bill Courier. He was a strong safety, and he got penetration. He got up into the backfield. Let's see if we can see it here. Now watch number 29. We'll see Bill Courier come up. Now, you see the handoff. Now watch here. 62 is going to block him. See it right there. Now he got that penetration so that Haynes could come in and catch Jeriel Thomas before he got the first down.
Good defense by the Giants. First down for the Giants at their own 34. Brunner with the wind at his back fires. Intended for Ernest Gray. A penalty marker is down. It could be and should be and probably will be holding.
I'm sure it was and is and will be holding, which will bring a 10-yard penalty and still first down.
Red Silva. His 15th year as an NFL official.
Number 73, holding, first down.
Jeff Weston.
Let's see if we can see the holding. It's a left tackle there. It's right there in the upper left-hand part of the screen, the right-hand part of the screen, right there where he had his hands in, and then he got his right hand to the outside.
Cody Jones got to the inside, and Weston had to grab on. Here's Brunner. Intended for Ike Forte, and if you ever wanted a good example of a man looking upfield before he had it caught, there's one right there. You could see him take his eyes off of it.
And at some point here, Ray Perkins really has to be upset with these drops. It's just something that happens, and maybe it's contagious because it's not only one person. It's the wide receivers, the tight ends, the running backs. They just all drop the ball on this football team.
Upset indeed. He took Ike Forte out and goes with one lone running back. Rob Carpenter, two tight ends. Winner drops. Dave Young manages to hang on, and ironically in training camp and earlier this year, he was the one who was dropping all the passes. Now he gets Brunner's first completion of the day.
That's right, and Ray Perkins said that he wanted to play Dave Young more and more. He moved him up from the third tight end to the second tight end over Tom Mulledy, and he plays in the two tight end situation.
Young is a rookie from Purdue, 6'6", and 240, and can run.
And that's big enough to play.
It'll be third down 10 at the 35. Three wide receivers. Rams showing blitz. Show a good rush. Perkins, Brunner had it there. Hard pass to catch, however. Nolan Cromwell was with him, as was Leroy Irvin.
That was a tough one here because it's double coverage. We'll see in the inside here, we see number 47. Irvin is with him, and watch Cromwell come in. He was really double teamed, and that was just one of those things that didn't work. The Rams are very tough to throw against in third and long yardage, and that's why they're #1 in pass defense in the NFC.
Leroy Irvin, very dangerous. 3 touchdowns already on punt returns this year. Dave Jennings standing back at his own 20-yard line. No snap. Jennings gets it away. It's not very artistic. Irvin does handle it. That's about all he can do is handle it. The Giants down very quickly. Ed McGlasson, the man who did the snapping, the first man down. And the Rams will take over at their own about 19-yard line, 1st and 10.
Zenith says, thank you, America.
You bought 50 million Zenith TVs, so we're saying thank you with instant rebates. A $25 rebate on many 19 and 25-inch System 3 models. $50 on 25-inch System 3 Space Command models, including the only TV that's also a telephone, System 3 with advanced space phone.
Zenith says, thank you, America.
For choosing Zenith quality 50 million times.
Toyota asked to compare their 82 four-wheel drive truck to our dirt bike. We're both tough going up mountain roads. Toyota should be. It's got one of the biggest engines in its class.
And he looks pretty comfortable in there, too.
Oh, come on, Toyota. The last part of the test where you carry us, then we carry you. Give me a break.
Oh, what a feeling.
The 4x4. It'll get you to the top. Comfortably.
Wednesday, Mr. Merlin checks into a hospital and Zach goes on a tear. Then...
Are you insane?
Is Andy dating Mrs. Carlson? Find out Wednesday.
Here's an athlete.
He didn't have the most artistic catch, but he did a great, kick, but he did a great job of fielding the ball here. See what he has to do is get down in front of it so that it doesn't get down, and he had to pull that ball off the ground. That is an athlete.
Dave Jennings. Line of scrimmage is the Ram 25, 1st and 10. Tyler and Gooman, the 2 runners. Denard in motion. This is Gooman. Back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. George Martin and Byron Hunt swarm just as he gets back to that far. Detroit, of whom John Madden said a moment ago, of all the wild card people, playing very well right now. They lead Green Bay 10-0. St. Louis not out of the picture at all. 14-3 over New Orleans second quarter. And Philadelphia has gone ahead Washington 7-6.
What Brent Musburger said on that update is so true. The Redskins missed that extra point, and it always comes back to haunt them. Way to go, Brent!
It'll be 2nd and 9. Here's Tyler. He had some room early, but it all shut down as Bill Neal led the Giant defense. You can't forget about Atlanta, John.
Well, I think of all the wild card teams, that Atlanta is probably the best team. I think in that Central Division, I think Detroit's the best. So that's the way to get 2 of them. See that Detroit can win the Central Division and Atlanta can be the second wild card.
It'll be 3rd down Rams. 3rd and 4 at their own 31. They lead 7-0. Wendell Tyler's touchdown has been the only thing that's happened so far. Hayden has to run out of the pocket as Taylor was on a blitz. He throws outside and Preston Denard is popped by Beasley Reeves, but he had enough and does have the 1st down Los Angeles.
I tell you, Pat Hayden can make some big plays, because he can scramble a little. See, he didn't have anything. Now watch Denard here. We see Jackson. It's a zone. He starts up. He gets off Denard. Hayden bought a little time, and Denard was all out there, all by himself, until Beasley Reeves showed up.
He paid the price for that completion, but Denard popped right back up. 1st down Rams, their own 43. Leading 7-0. Handoff Gooman. Not much doing there. He got perhaps to the 45 for a pickup of 2 before Brian Kelly knocked him down.
That's probably the toughest play to run, is just a straight dive to your fullback against a 3-man line, because all 4 of those linebackers can pursue and get to that ball. That Byron Hunt there, that 57, is a good-looking athlete.
Taking the place of Brad Van Pelt, the All-Pro of recent years. But Byron Hunt can play.
Yeah, he said when he first came to camp, they called him Brian, and then he started playing pretty well, and they found out his name was really Byron.
Penalty marker down as Tyler swings off to his left side. Terry Jackson, the cornerback, came up to make the stop. 9:02 left to play in the first half at Giant Stadium.
That was one that the Giants didn't want because they were really playing the run well and strong here, and now they're going to give 5 yards. They probably lined up offside.
Defense, number 70. Encroachment. Still second down.
John, the Rams, you look at Wendell Tyler's thumb and the problems he had administered to a minute ago. Rams are one of the teams who wear unusually tight jerseys and also take their shoulder pads down underneath.
All the offensive linemen have their jerseys tailored to their bodies, and then they put tape on their shoulder pads and tape the jerseys to them.
Wendell Tyler hit behind the line of scrimmage and tripped up by Lawrence Taylor. The reason they do that, of course, is to keep the defensive linemen from being able to grab onto and hold on to something.
And the way they have those jerseys, there's no way that you can grab anything. There's just nothing to grab there on those Ram offensive linemen.
Third down, about 5 at the 48. Tyler and Gilman behind, and Pat Hayden, quick count. Hayden rolls, throws, nothing doing. Guy number 45 spent some time in Canada. From Florida State, Corral, having a very consistent, very good year. The only man in the NFL who punts and plays kicks. In this case, it's a shank.
I don't know what he was trying to do there. You know, the idea is when you kick with the wind is to get it up in the air. When you kick against it, you try and kick a line drive, but he wanted it in the middle and not outside.
You know, baseball is the same in Japan as it is in America. You play 9 innings, 3 strikes and you're out. And after the game, there's nothing like a beer. And when Numa's in town, I treat him to light beer from Miller because it tastes great. Yeah, I know it's less filling, but we drink it because it tastes great. Listen, Numa, it tastes great. All right, it's less filling.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer. And
Radio Shack makes Christmas dreams come true. Exciting fast-action games with electronic sound effects priced from $7.95 to $79.95. Like the electronic computerized arcade, the sports stadium, 2-player baseball, Cosmic Fireaway, Space Shot, and more. Your kids can play alone or with a friend. Challenging entertainment for kids 6 to 60. Hours of fascinating fun are waiting for you only at Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
Pat Summerall with John Madden at Giant Stadium in a brutal day in the Meadowlands. Rams leading 7-0. 40-mile-an-hour winds they're talking about throughout this afternoon. Ram touchdown by Wendell Tyler. His 15th of the year has given them the lead. This is Leon Bright being chased by Fanning, Youngblood, and chased finally out of bounds by Jim Youngblood.
They're talking about tough people, tough players, tough situations. These fans that are sitting here in this stadium today have to be the toughest people alive.
This is certainly one of the best football stadiums in this country. But even the best can be a little bit adverse today. It's cold and bitter.
I don't know how they can handle that. Did you see that one guy? He had an Oakland Raider cap on.
He knew you were coming here.
Thank you.
On second down, it's Carpenter. Hit quickly by Reggie Doss, but he struggles for 3 or 4 yards. And that'll bring up a third down situation for the Giants. Now you got to put that thing up.
Well, you know, remember Ray Perkins was telling us yesterday that he wanted to be 3rd and 6 or less. So he said, don't be surprised if you see us running on 2nd and 10, 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8 to get to 3rd and 6, because then we can get a first down.
He's got 3rd and 6 now, and this is a situation where he said he felt they should be able to convert every time.
Every one.
Nobody offside. Bruner steps up in the pocket, throws for Carpenter. He's got it. Rob Carpenter all the way to the Ram 30. Jim Youngblood was back there with him, and I suppose, John, that's the situation he was talking about, that matchup.
That's the one that he was trying to get. He knew that if it was 3rd and 10, he was going to have one type of thing, but at 3rd and 6, he was going to get this where he could sneak Rob Carpenter through the line and right up the middle as he got here. And we see the man-to-man thing, and Rob Carpenter got a couple steps, and that was all he needed.
37-yard pickup. Pass completion from Bruner to Carpenter. 1st and 10 Giants at the Ram 30. 6:45 left to play in the first half. Rams up 7-0. Here's Bruner to throw again. They've got Ernest Gray wide open, and Gray is popped. Incomplete. Nolan Cromwell knocked the ball loose. It's called incomplete. Gary Shirk is over to argue. Ooh, what a shot Ernest Gray took from Cromwell.
Well, what Gary Shirk is saying that he was hit before the ball got there. Let's watch it. It's a zone. Rod Perry gives Ernest Gray a bump. Now he's going. Cromwell's coming over from the outside. If he hits him before the ball gets there, it's not. Oh! Now the hit, the timing was legal, but he hit him with his left hand in the face, which is illegal. Maybe that's what Shirk was complaining about.
One of the two. The hit, as you said, John, was timed well. If a hit like that can ever be timed well.
But the one thing they can't do is they can't hit him in the head.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 at the 30. Scott Bruner, the quarterback. Phil Simms out for the year. Chased by Fanning is Bruner, and down in the arms of Johnny Johnson, the safety man. How did Fanning get loose so quickly, so deeply?
It looked like a blitz, and I'll bet you that someone picked up the blitz and didn't pick up Fanning. Fanning's right here on the left. Nope, he just beat J.T. Turner. He went right by Turner on a pass rush move. Johnny Johnson was coming up in coverage, and then he came up and got Bruner.
Fanning has been double-teamed almost every week. That time he wasn't. Maybe it was such a shot.
He just gave that old head slap with that right hand. That's illegal, too, you know.
Carpenter the lone set back, Perkins in motion. 3rd and 12, Bruner straight back. Backpedaling, chased by Doss. Incomplete. Knocks down the sideline marker. Hit that right between the 1 and the 0. Nobody there.
You know, with the wind here, Joe Danello can make the field goal from here.
Oh, sure.
Let's watch it here. Now, see, Bruner's looking. There's just no one open, and by the time he gets ready to throw, Reggie Doss was on his left shoulder.
Here is Danello, who's had a very hot year as well. And indeed, he can get it there. This one will be from, what, about 50 yards out? Maybe a little shy of 50. Bruner is the holder, trying to keep his hands warm. Wide left. Plenty of distance. A lot of smoke, but not much direction. So the Giants come away empty. The Rams will have a first down. And the Rams lead the Giants at the middle and 7-0.
New Backwoods Smokes just hit town. Looking wild, but tasting mild.
New Backwoods Smokes. How can anything that looks so wild taste so mild? New Backwoods Smokes. How can anything that looks so wild taste so mild?
New Backwoods Smokes. All natural tobacco, hand-rolled look in a Keep 'em Fresh pocket pouch.
How can anything that looks so wild taste so mild?
The engineers of Mercedes-Benz have created an advanced diesel power system. Its heart, this compact turbocharger. And this system has just transformed 2 more diesels into high-performance turbo diesels. Mercedes-Benz unleashes the 300D sedan and the 300CD coupe. Now with 45% more power. The 300D sedan and the 300CD coupe. The 2 newest turbo diesels from Mercedes-Benz.
They upset the Cowboys, made turkey of the Chiefs on Thanksgiving. Saturday, the Detroit Lions face the Minnesota Vikings in a fight for the playoffs starting at 3:30 Eastern with the NFL Today, Saturday on CBS.
Moments ago, here's Ernest Gray.
You know, we were worrying about the pass interference or not, but it looks like here Ernest Gray had possession of that ball. You see, now watch here. He catches the ball. Watch right there. Cromwell hits him. You see, now he goes down, and that ball is still there, and the ground can't cause a fumble. He did have possession, and that should have been the Giants' ball right there. Woo.
What is happening is the Rams have it. Here's Wendell Tyler. They started from the 32, a penalty marker down again. Tyler got about 3. Ooh, that's tough.
That was tough because that was a great catch by Ernest Gray, holding on to that thing until he went down.
Green Bay not out of things at all yet. Has come back 10-7. Chicago leading Minnesota 3-0. Second quarter. Philadelphia now 13-6 over the Washington Redskins.
Offense, number 56. Holding. First down.
Doug Smith will check some of the other scores from around the league in just a second. Dallas 7, Baltimore nothing. That's in Baltimore. They just started. And Miami's caught New England now, second quarter, 7-7. Here's Wendell Tyler again as the Rams operate. Byron Hunt made the stop. Tyler looks like he's shaken up again. This looks like shades of a couple of years ago. San Francisco now 7-3 over Cincinnati, second quarter. 16 degrees, by the way, in the match between Green Bay and Detroit. 39 degrees in Chicago for that match between Minnesota and the Bears. Rams second and 16 at their own 26. Wendell Tyler and Mike Gooman the runners, and this is Mike Gooman. And Gooman gets a couple. Byron Hunt again the tackler.
I'll tell you, with Byron Hunt coming along as a rookie on one side, and then on the other side, of course, Lawrence Taylor, the Giants do have some future there. We were talking to Ray Perkins yesterday about the draft, and he said probably they'll look for some offensive explosion. You know, a running back in the draft or a wide receiver, some speed.
Los Angeles 5 out of 8 on third down conversions. Byron Hunt, by the way, 6'4", 230 from SMU. This is Mike Gooman, nothing doing. Bill Neal, another of those young rookies for the Giants who's played very well.
I like Bill Neal. You know, that's very important in the three-man line. See if we can watch him there. Take on Rich Saul. You see, and he didn't get any movement there. The big thing, again, about the nose tackle on the run, don't go backwards. Hold your ground as long as you can and wait and let the ball come to you.
John Madden, he's 6'4", 255. Not the ideal size, they think, for a nose tackle.
He's a little tall. Most nose tackles seem to be around 6'1", 6'2".
Corral's punt will bounce and go backwards. Gooman downs it in Ram territory. Not much you can do punting the football. You can't even drop it correctly on a day like this. And the Giants take over in good position.
Gramp, I'm here to help you install your garage door opener.
I did it myself, son. It's a Stanley.
Hey, Dad. Thanks for the garage door opener.
I'll show you how to put it up.
Oh, we did it this morning.
It's a Stanley.
Yeah.
Harry. Oh, happy birthday, dear.
You did it yourself.
It's a Stanley.
Stanley, we want to help you do things right.
This Christmas, open the door for someone you love. Give a Stanley garage door opener.
Okay, everybody, let's hear it for winter driving. Well, we didn't hear from you Jeep CJ owners. Off to the slopes, eh? Didn't hear from you Wagoneer families. Nice and secure. And you Jeep Cherokee owners don't seem to mind a little snow. Say, you Jeep truckers just keep on trucking, don't you? While you Jeep scramblers keep on scrambling. Get out of your rut this winter and get into Jeep. Now with ice-breaking rebates from $500 to $775.
Well, you talk about real fans. Now, those are real fans. Another sellout, of course, at Giant Stadium.
You have to love those Giants to do that, don't you? And those people have probably been doing it for 30 years because they're sitting in the good seats.
I'd imagine that's correct. That's Ernest Gray in motion. Here's Gooman with a lot of time. He has Leon Bright knocked away at the last second. Good play by George Andrews. That had to be done by instinct.
I'll tell you, George Andrews had to do that because there was no one in front of Leon Bright had he caught that ball. Watch it here. Now George Andrews he's behind about 2 or 3 steps. He looked up over his head and tapped that thing away with his left hand. That was a great play.
Andrews comes out. That's a tough assignment to ask a linebacker who's got to be bigger and perhaps a little bit tougher. Well, not necessarily so, to cover a halfback coming out of the backfield like that. 2nd and 10 at the 47. Bruner will take advantage of the wind again if he can. Throws outside, again intended for Bright. Ivory Sully was back there with him. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Look at that wind on Bruner's shoulders there.
Detroit 10, Green Bay 7, 2nd quarter. And the Chicago Bears leading Minnesota 3-0. You notice the Giant players have the ear holes in their helmets taped. That's not because of the cold. That's because the wind is blowing so hard. The noise distracts them. Next Sunday, the doubleheader. Packers, New Orleans, Giants, St. Louis. Perkins in motion. Bruner drops, throws. Intended for Mike Freedy. Rod Perry right there with him. Penalty markers down all over the place.
And those flags came late, Pat, and they both threw them. It looked like they had to take another thought on that one because they didn't throw them initially. That's what Rod Perry is saying there, because they didn't throw them, and now they do throw them, and it's going to be against the Rams.
Nolan Cromwell, number 21, really upset with this call. Fred Silver.
Defense, number 49. Pass interference. First down.
Rod Perry shaking his head. He said no, because he has position. Now watch him here. See, they hit there. That's okay. That's okay. You see the first 5 yards, he can do it. Don't hold him now, Rod. Let him go. Freedy's coming into him. Good position. I don't know. Did they call that interference?
Yes, they did.
No, they're wrong. If they would have called holding, a possibility, but that was not interference. Nope, sorry.
1st and 10, Giants to Ram 40. Here's Rob Carpenter. And he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe he got a yard before Reggie Doss takes him down. Carpenter has had some problems with his hip. He was hurt in the Green Bay game, got a hip pointer, and has had to wear an extra pad almost ever since then. That's 5 weeks ago now.
Right, he took a shot from the linebacker, Rich Wingo, from the blind side. He didn't see him coming.
It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 39 for Scott Bruner and the Giants. Rob Carpenter, the lone runner. Rams leading 7-0. Bruner pulled out a little early, I think.
That's on Scott Bruner there. You know, sometimes those quarterbacks call the signal in the huddle, the snap count. You know, it's going to be on 1, on 2, or on 3, and they forget what they called in the huddle when they get up to the line of scrimmage. And I've seen that happen with the greatest. They'll call it on 2 and pull out on 1.
Number 12, offense. Ball start.
It's on Bruner. Usually when they do that, when they get up to the line of scrimmage, they'll ask one of the guards or the center, what's the snap count? What did I call?
They usually, and maybe, you know, Scott Bruner, starting for his first time, I mean, not his first game this year, but being a second-year quarterback, maybe doesn't want to ask one of the guys.
So it'll be 2nd and 14 back at the 44-yard line now. Bruner drops straight back. Chased and hit by Ivory Sully on a blitz. Still a Giants ball.
You know, that was the one situation that the Giants didn't want to get into today. Is this situation where they get 2nd and long and 3rd and long, because the Rams, you see the stunts, the linemen are crossing, they have 6 defensive backs in there, they're bringing safeties, and everyone, Gordon King was in good position to recover that fumble.
They did say that that was a fumble, and that his arm had not started forward when Sully hit him. And Gordon King was in the right place at the right time. So it'll be 3rd down, 19 back at the 49 for the Giants.
I used to always tell my offensive linemen, don't get in position to recover fumbles.
You don't want to be doing that all the time.
Block them.
7-0. The Rams over the Giants with 2 minutes left first half.
This is a barrio. It's not in some undeveloped country. It's right here in our country. And these kids aren't foreigners, they're Americans.
The future for them may not be as promising as for most Americans.
even though their parents would want them to have a better chance. But any of these kids can make it, given the chance. They can become anything they want to be. Through education, they can have a better tomorrow. I know, because I was one of these kids. I always knew I was proud to be an American, but I had to work extra hard for Americans to become proud of me.
Now kicking for the Los Angeles Rams, Frank Corral. The kick is up.
They will make their contribution just as I did.
It's good.
And sometimes that special contribution makes a difference. United Way helps all kinds of people to find their opportunities, to be part of a better tomorrow for all of us. United Way works here, and thanks to you, it works for all of us, the United Way.
The preceding message was furnished by the National Football League. Thank you, Frank Corral. Like the wind is blowing hard enough to put the goalposts out of sync.
Crooked, yeah. That would, the kicker, to get one through there, would have to bend his head sideways in order to straighten those things out.
That's when it helps to be a soccer-style kicker.
Or a little tilted to one side.
Third down, 19 from the 49. Bruner. Rams on a blitz again, but Bruner has some time for a while. Now he's taken down by Cody Jones.
That was one of those sacks that, again, will be because of the secondary coverage. The Rams are #1 in pass defense. They really do cover well. This time they pick up the blitz pretty good, as we see here. Bruner's looking downfield. There's no one open. He has to run with the ball. Cody Jones says, nope, you're not going to.
Dave Jennings back to kick. Leroy Irvin back deep for the Rams. Jennings hangs this one high, and Irvin will just let it soar over his head. Jennings gets a good bounce, and so do the Giants. They'll down it at about the 4-yard line. You don't figure a ball to bounce like that with the wind at Jennings back like that. Flowers is down to down it.
That was a good job of coverage, because the first two guys, instead of staying in front of the ball, they encircle around behind so that the ball can't go into the end zone. Then they work back out.
Coming up at the half, a special feature on the owner of the Rams, Giorgio Frontieri. And, of course, Brenton Herb will bring you scores and highlights from the other contests around the league.
Georgia's here today.
Yes. Along with another sellout crowd at Giant Stadium. A minute 16 left to play in the first half. Rams leading 7-0. Tyler and Mike Gooman operate out of the end zone. Here's Gooman, tackled at about the 1. Gary Jeter made the stop. Not only tackled him, he tore his shoe off. Timeout Giants.
Jeter got upfield that time. Now watch him here. You see, Taylor starts from the outside to force him out. Jeter is on a little stunt. He has the outside and the contain. He gets outside up the field and tackles Mike Gooman before he can get his shoulders turned. But I'll tell you who started that play right there, number 56, Lawrence Taylor. They ought to Beasley Reese shake his hand too. The guy, okay, well, he didn't give him a handshake. He just gave him a little clap thing there. But he should have shook it, because he was a guy that penetrated, got in there, and made the ball jump outside.
Have you ever seen, in your years, a better rookie linebacker than Lawrence Taylor?
No, I never have. I think he's the best rookie linebacker that I've ever seen. We played against a lot of them.
Next Sunday, the CBS doubleheader, the NFL Today, of course, begins it all. And then it'll be Green Bay at New Orleans and the Giants at St. Louis. And then the big one in Dallas, the Philadelphia Eagles against the Cowboys. That's the doubleheader game.
The Eagles are having their hands full with the Washington Redskins.
Last score we saw was 13-6 Philadelphia. Both teams have one timeout remaining. Excuse me, John.
I wonder if they missed a field goal. Missed an extra point or kicked 2 field goals. Because the Redskins had already missed 1 extra point. Oh, the extra point was blocked, so there's 2 missed extra points.
Billy Canfield has scored both touchdowns for the Eagles. They missed a second extra point. There for Tony Franklin. Out to the 4. Stopped by Gary Jeter. Here's Mike Gooman again. Again, the Giants take a timeout, stop the clock with 1 minute and 5 seconds left to play in the first half, and that's all they have. They want to make a punt against that wind. They might be able to do it. Next Saturday, a match of significance. severe significance. The Minnesota Vikings against the Detroit Lions. Of course, assuming they both win today, the last time we looked, Detroit was and Minnesota wasn't. That could be of great bearing on who wins the NFC Central. And the NFL today, of course, will begin it all. That's next Saturday. And their feature will be a feature on the Lions' young quarterback, Eric Hipple. He's done some job. What an athlete he is, too.
He's been very impressive, and since he's been starting, the Lions have really turned things around. You know, they haven't lost yet at home, and now they've started to win on the road, so that's a pretty good combination. If you never lose at home and you can win on the road, you don't lose many.
Unless you play in Milwaukee. A minute and 5 seconds left to play in the first half. Rams leading 7-0. Although, ironically, the Packers have a better record in Milwaukee when they play their games there than they do at home in Green Bay. It's 3rd and 10.
The Rams would like to get this ball out beyond the 5-yard line to have room for the punter.
Just about made it to the 5, where it'll be 4th down. And there's a lot of pressure in a situation like this on a lot of people. Not only Frank Corral, the punter, but also the center.
That's right. And see, usually the normal snap from the center to the punter is 15 yards. So the end zone, of course, is 10 yards. So you want to get it out beyond the 5 so that that center and kicker have the normal snapping distance that they're used to.
The center is Doug Smith, who has been playing an offensive tackle spot today, number 56. In order for Corral to handle it, him to get it back there, there's a lot of concentration involved.
And Corral's not lined up 15 yards deep.
Of course, if he steps on that end line, it's safety.
Of course, they're going to take the 5-yard penalty now. They run the clock down to 20 seconds, and they've taken the penalty.
Offense, number 3.
They call it against Frank Corral, but
the Giants should go for this one. Go for the block here. They're not used to snapping at this distance.
Leon Bright is standing on the Ram 30-yard line. Giants have 10 men up there. Indeed, they're doing just exactly what you said, John. They're going to go for it. Corral again lets the clock run down. Gets this one off. Not a bad kick. In fact, a superb kick. Leon Bright has it go over his head. He finally feels it in his own territory. Bright's it on his feet. He's got some room. Leon Bright down to the Ram 30. Down to about the 25 before he's knocked down by the Rams. And speaking of being knocked down, one of the Rams is still down. I think it's Corral.
It looks like it is Frank Corral, but that was a great kick. Kicking into the wind, you want to keep it low. You want a line drive, and he got it over the return man's head. Looks like he got blocked there. You know, at one time, he was the only one out there. Let's watch it again. See, we'll see now. He's going to get up. He's going to get out here to the outside. Get up here. Now watch here. He picked up a couple blocks there. Right there. Right in front. Right there in front. It was hard to see. We saw Corral go down at one time.
Below the waist. First down.
Danny Pittman was the man who put the block on Corral. And again, he is still down. And don't forget that he does both the place kicking and the punting for the Rams. So that could be a very serious loss. You think about what a good kick that was, John. As Corral. He was standing in his own end zone against a 40-mile-an-hour wind. And he kicked from his own end zone into Giant territory all the way back to their 45.
And he did it with a line drive kick. You know, it wasn't one of those things that he got up. It just went boom, just right over the line's head. And that was real power. That was a power kick.
A very tight spiral, and that's the only way it would have worked against that wind.
And it looks like he's hurting or holding his right shoulder. You know, the Rams do have a backup punter now. Dan Pastorini is their backup quarterback. You know, was a punter with the Houston Oilers. And the Giants are going to take one shot at it here.
From 60 yards out is Joe Danilo. They could get there. just underneath. Almost made it. Joe Danello from 60 away.
That's just now, he knew that he had that strong wind, and we'll watch Joe Danello and watch his reaction here. He gets it up. It takes a little while to get 60 yards, though.
I don't think we have to say it was no good. And the Rams still lead it 7-0.
Dear Atari Anonymous, my son Boris has a missile command problem.
My mission in life is to save all of mankind.
Lately, my daughter has developed a similar problem with Atari warlords. Now with video pinball, my husband is acting funny lately. With Atari games so ingenious, so involving, so intense, I ask you, Atari Anonymous, is this problem contagious?
Excuse me. I'm not the same crazy coach who used to storm around the sidelines yelling at the officials. I've learned to relax, and I drink light beer from Miller. Do you know that Light's got 1/3 less calories than their regular beer? And listen to this. Light doesn't fill me up. Besides that, Light tastes fantastic. Oh, sure, there are a lot of other beers around, and you can drink any one you want. But let me tell you this. For
Light
my
beer
money,
from Miller.
I say
Everything you
Light
always wanted in a beer, and less.
As I was saying, I don't care what anybody else...
Introducing the car Cadillac owners preferred overall to a Cadillac. Introducing the 1982 Lincoln Town Car. When Cadillac owners compared DeVille to the Lincoln Town Car based on comfort, roominess, luxury, and ride, 86 out of 100 preferred the Lincoln Town Car overall. Lincoln Town Car, the car Cadillac owners preferred.
Next weekend, don't miss a minute of the excitement here on CBS Sports. Saturday, a special NFL contest as the tough Minnesota Vikings meet the surprising Detroit Lions. Also on Saturday, get into the spirit with a regional edition of NCAA basketball, featuring Wake Forest at Marquette and USC at Long Beach State. Then on Sunday, it's a big day of NFL doubleheader action as the Philadelphia Eagles battle the Dallas Cowboys in a crucial NFC match. Explosive matchups, important outcomes, all next weekend on CBS Sports.
Welcome back to the News Desk in New York. I'm Brent Musburger along with Irv Cross. Over in New Jersey, many of you are watching the Rams beat the Giants. Winds gusting at 40 miles an hour. 7-0. Wendell Tyler, the only Ram touchdown from 2 yards out in that game. Green Bay has come back to go ahead of Detroit 14-10. And Irv, what a run here by Billy Sims.
Well, you really rise to your feet when Billy Sims touches the ball. Here he picks it up, skirts out to the outside on his left end, and rambles upfield down inside the 10-yard line, down to the 9.
And that set it up for Vince Thompson. The Packers are saying, watch 20, watch 20. And so they give it off to 38, and Thompson's got the Lions ahead. They had a field goal, and then Dickey started to go to his tight ender.
I really like this guy. Paul Kaufman plays several positions in that Green Bay Packer offense. Here he picks up a key pass, 21-yard reception.
And it was Harlan Huckabee who got the Pack's first touchdown, and that man that Irv spoke about was not finished. Dickey pulling out 52 yards away from the end zone, lofts the bomb, and they've got Lofton down at the 5-yard line, and that was able to set it up for Kaufman, who off a play fake worked his way free in the middle of the end zone, and now it is 14-10, and the Packers, of course, were 4-1 in the month of November. Chicago and Minnesota, the Bears offense, pathetic. Twice they were down inside the 5-yard line, unable to do anything. Like, watch this sequence here. Tommy Kramer, who's had an off past 3 weeks, throws the interception to Henderson. A beautiful return here by Henderson. Gets down within striking range, and Irv, you would think that Bear attack now could move a yard here.
Well, they had 4 cracks in the 1-yard line. There's one, nothing. Second shot, nothing. Third shot, nothing. Well, maybe they'll get it this time.
Walter Payton, come on, Walter, and he is stuffed. They later came back down, got a field goal. They lead Minnesota right now 3-0. Miami has come back against New England. It is 14-7. The Patriots struck first in that game. St. Louis over New Orleans, and folks, we may have a new hero in St. Louis. His name, Neil Lomax. Besides having a strong arm, he's got nifty feet too. Here he is from 23 yards out, scrambling in for a touchdown. And, oh, that makes him lethal on a play like this.
No doubt about it. You know, the defensive line gets a little nervous when you have a running quarterback. Here he scrambles, finds more time for himself, and hits Pat Tilley upfield.
And Wayne Morris from inside the 2 got the touchdown, and it is now 17-3 the Cardinals. Lomax is going for his 4th straight as the Cardinal starter in place of Jim Hart. Meanwhile, the Eagles lead the Redskins 13-6. In that game, both teams have missed extra points. Here's Joe Washington striking for the Skins from 6 yards out, and then Jaworski took command from the shotgun.
Had a pretty good first half. 10 for 17, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns. There's touchdown pass number one to Billy Campfield.
And it was Campfield again, Irv. They're a little lean in that backfield department. Billy has always had good hands. He works his way free. And so right now, 13-6. And again, both teams have missed extra points in that game. Dallas took the opening kickoff, got a 2-yard run by Ron Springs for the touchdown, then a field goal in their second possession. Danny White is resting, doing the punting. Why not? They're using Glenn Carano. The Colts have absolutely quit on the season. The 49ers over the Bengals, 14-3. A long way to go in that game, but I'll tell you, Bill Walsh's defense out there in the city by the bay has done the job here. They have set it up with a couple of interceptions, and who knows, maybe you're watching a possible preview of the Super Bowl from Pontiac, Michigan in January. The NFL Today continues on CBS after these messages from your local stations.
Tonight, Molotov. It's grand larceny at Archie Bunker's place when Stephanie's father gets caught stealing his daughter's money. And on One Day at a Time, can Barbara make dinner for her date? Hello? When she can't even handle breakfast? On Alice, Mel prepares his will.
You're a living legend, and now you'll be a dead one, too.
Then...
I need your help on what to get Weezy for her birthday.
New husband.
On the Jeffersons. Then on Trapper John.
I found my mother, my real mother.
Can Gonzo and Trapper keep a reunion from turning to tragedy? Tonight.
This is CBS.